Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli, and this is the Vigorelli Institute. Now this is part 2 in my Aliens series. And by the way, the game is still in effect. There's one for you. If you missed it, take the thing now. Also, Aliens. There you go. Now, this is more of the ancient aliens thing, okay? So let's assume that extraterrestrial life does in fact exist. I mean, I do. It's a mathematical certainty that there is going to be life on a planet not Earth, okay? Now, whether or not that life is intelligent enough to make something like this that I'm talking into, as we are, or even capable of figuring out how to get off the planet and go to another planet, different issue altogether. Okay, my cat is intelligent. She's actually taking a nap right there. She knows who and what she is. She knows who and what I am. She also knows that she is in a building called a house. She knows that there are creatures outside that can fly that she enjoys eating, and those are called birds. Now, she's never caught one in her whole entire life, but still she knows they're cool. Okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to turn on a video that features birds eating seeds in a wooded area, and she wouldn't go, ooh. Now, it could just be instinct. Okay? It could just be instinct. All right? But if you say birds, she knows exactly what that means. After all, I don't call them chairs. There's chairs outside. Go get the chairs. She'd look at me like I was an idiot, because I'd be an idiot. Now, back to the topic at hand. All right, so in my previous video, I went over what you would need to be able to build a vessel to take X amount of your kind and move them across the vastness of space to another place and do things. Okay? Now let's look at the ancient aliens thing. Alright, now according to shows like Ancient Aliens, extraterrestrial astronauts showed up on Earth in our distant past and taught us lowly, mouth-breathing, scum-sucking humans how to do agriculture and how to do basic civilization. Okay? Now, I'm not completely discounting this. Okay? Not completely. It's a possibility. Okay? But to say that they did this to bring us up to their level, well, I don't see no aliens running around. Well, the government's keeping it secret. No. Now, let's just say that aliens showed up on Earth in the distant past. Why? Why have you spent all of this time, energy, and resources to build something to come out here just to teach us how to put a seed in the ground and make it grow into a plant and then eat the same thing that we just put in the ground? Okay? We easily could have figured that out on our own. It's a little insulting. Okay? Why would you do that? Okay? Well, I've thought hard about this, and here's a few possibilities. Possibility 1. These are pure scientists. They are extremely curious, which, you know, if you're going to travel across the vastness of space, you'd kind of have to be. Otherwise, you never would have figured out how to, you know, attach a rock and a stick to make a better axe to cut down a tree and save you time and energy. Okay? So, curiosity, yeah, I can see that. Okay? Studying from afar can only yield you so much. Eventually, you're gonna have to go into the field and actually walk among what you're studying. Okay? So, okay, I will allow that. Okay? But interfering with their natural development, well, that's got an issue, don't you think? Okay. There's a reason why in many forms of sci-fi, Star Trek for instance, things like the Prime Directive exist. It is a shortcut, okay? There's certain things you have to be able to do in order to grow up, okay? Let's say that you want your child to learn how to walk, okay? Walking's very basic. We even have an instinctual need to do it. So let's say every single time they walked, every single time they attempted to walk, you held them. Even if they're capable of doing it on their own, you still held them. They will find it extremely difficult to get over that hump, and they will have to have something of either a semi-permanent or permanent brace. This has actually been documented. Fight me on it. Okay? So having aliens show up and do all of the hard work for us would not be very good. Okay? Moment they left, everything would fall apart because we would have absolutely no idea how to maintain anything. So I kind of doubt it. Okay. Now they could have shown up and just kind of watched, and well, that's kind of neat. Okay. Now, that is the most benign of these. Okay. Option 2. They want to uplift us. Okay, this one's less benign because why? Why do you want to take a Stone Age or even proto-Stone Age society, turn them into a spacefaring species, essentially overnight? What's the point? Okay? There's a lot easier ways to do this. Okay? Now, in our own history, when more advanced civilizations have uplifted lesser advanced civilizations, bad things happen in their cultures. Okay, the culture needs to evolve in a similar fashion to the technology. Okay, new technology causes shifts within that culture. Look at our own culture. Since the invention of the internet, I never would have been able to do this. Certain political movements would have been impossible to happen in the way that they did. Okay? Certain jobs couldn't have happened. Certain individuals that have benefited from those industries directly related to those jobs without something as simple as the internet could not exist. Therefore, certain family lines wouldn't exist because the options to meet that certain individual, the option to have that certain child, to go to the certain place and learn the certain thing would not exist. Certain businesses could not function without the internet. Okay? It's huge. So that does have a cultural impact because culture is exchange of ideas. It is the way you dress. It is the way you talk. It is the things you believe. It is what you value. Okay? My personal culture has changed drastically in just 10 years, often thanks to the internet. Okay? Never mind what specifically happened. Okay? Now, if we look in on just the addition of agriculture into a society, that is tremendous. The amount of uplift, the amount of change in society from having regular food that you don't have to go out and look for is staggering. Okay? Population increases, but also stress on that population increases because you're good at farming now. you're not good at hunting and gathering, okay? The wilderness becomes an inhospitable hell rather than your grocery store, okay? It makes things a lot more complicated. That's also why we see, after the advent of agriculture, human sizes dropped. We also see certain diseases crop up that were unheard of before the agricultural revolution. Feel free to do research on this. You're going to have to read and watch some TV. I know, shocking. Now, if they are uplifting, okay, if the extraterrestrial species that comes in and says, "Hi humans, we're going to make you better," decides to uplift us, that's going to cause a lot more harm than good, okay? And massive issues are going to erupt there. Drastic political instability, destruction on monumental scales would probably completely negate any benefit of taking a proto Stone Age, Neolithic, or even Bronze Age culture all the way up to the spacefaring age of technology. That would be holy crap. Okay? So I kind of doubt it. Okay? Next up, they show up here, the aliens show up here because they want our stuff, but they don't want to work for it. So they're going to make us give it to them. There's a word for that. It starts with S. Feel free to put that in the comments. Okay. I'm not going to say it because YouTube will get mad at me. So they are making us do things for them. Okay. Why? Okay. Any minerals that would exist here on Earth are easily locatable on other planets that you don't have to get the entire population to do things for. You don't have to walk in and say howdy. All you have to do is drop some robots down and make the robots do the thing. Then all you got to do is, set up a little outpost that's kind of nice for you to hang out in, and you can make sure the robots work. It's a lot easier. So minerals, blah. Gases, blah. Easy to find. Well, what about water? Water is literally the most common compound in the universe. It's, water. It's not hard to make. It spontaneously forms. We even have water spontaneously form in some nebulas. I mean, there's alcohol in a nebula, okay? This isn't going to be hard to find, okay? Now, having them show up to make us do things for them so that they can have our resources like, say, gold, that's dumb. So no. Now, let's say the aliens show up because they want to trade with us. Okay? They don't want to make us do things for them. They want to give us things in exchange for other things. They're business people. Okay? Probably very mercantilistic in their views. Could be capitalistic, but they want free resources, and, well, their money is not exactly exchangeable here. So, straight trade's going to be a little bit more effective. Okay? All right, sure. Now, let's say that, I'm going to be generous, and we'll say we are at the Iron Age level of development. Why would they care about an Iron Age society when they can, travel light years in speed enough that they can show up and it's like a long trip? They're gone for a few weeks. What's so awesome here that they can't get it home? That they can't, just say, oh, that's kind of cool. I can make that. I don't understand that, okay? So that really wouldn't function, okay? It'd be kind of pointless. The trade with an interstellar species, not an intergalactic, there is a difference, with an interstellar species would really only be beneficial if the other species was interstellar as well. Just because the level of technology is, I mean, look at somebody in the Western world popping over to a third world country. Yeah, you got cool clothes, but it really doesn't suit me. Okay? It's not part of my culture. It looks cool. I'm glad you made it. I don't really have use for it. Sorry, bro. Okay? It just wouldn't work. Okay? And their technology is not far off from that of the West. So something that disparate, I'm not seeing it. Okay? Next up. They show up, want our stuff, and don't want us here. Okay? They're not going to move in. They just want the stuff. Okay? Well, that's going to get complicated. Okay? Now, if all they want is stuff and they don't want to move in, then something like orbital bombardment is going to be a lot more effective than, landing ground troops and pew-pew. Okay? All they have to do is knock out population centers, done. Okay? The resulting cataclysm would basically make anything that we are inconsequential, at worst a minor nuisance. Okay? Making us do the things for them would probably not be effective at that point. Again, robots bring in their own people, call it a day. Okay. Next option along that line is they want to live here. There's going to be some problems. Okay, so let's say they come in and they want to colonize. They're going to bring stuff with them. That's just part of who and what they are. Okay, there could be some kind of single-celled organism that lives on the aliens, just like it lives on us. We've got loads of species just right here. Okay, and if those interact with an organism that is incompatible with it, there's going to be a problem. Okay, brand new diseases are going to erupt on both sides. I mean, just look at what happened when Europeans showed up on the American continent. All of the stuff that happened to the locals here. We're on the same planet. We're the same species. It was horrendous. Okay? Millions died, and there was no stopping it. Okay? And also, they gave the Europeans a few things, syphilis, for example. Okay? That being said, there may have been a version of it already there. I don't know. Anyway. Now, bringing those kind of diseases to our planet and taking our diseases back to their planet, even if there's a relatively low threshold of problems, it's going to get bad. Potentially complete and total destruction of biomes. Bad. I mean, just the simple act of touching something could cause this. Okay? So that whole thing on Star Trek of, we show up on this alien planet. Hi, everybody. We're from the Federation. Horrendous badness. Okay? No alien civilization worth anything would bother showing up without a self-contained suit that went through a decontamination protocol, much more than just some shh down on the body. Okay? There would be full-on radiation of this suit once you get back into a safe zone on the ship. And the same thing before leaving. Okay? You would have to, just to maintain the safety of the organisms that you're going to encounter. Okay? Not only that, let's say that, you take every single precaution, there's always going to be a slip-up. Okay? The simple act of taking off your helmet, taking a breath in whatever bacteria is running around in the atmosphere can easily wipe you out, assuming chemical compatibility of your tissues and the bacteria in the air. So colonization of an alien planet by aliens, not looking rosy, okay? So, I'm sorry guys, but the whole thing of galaxy-spanning empires seems kind of doubtful, okay? Now, let's say that the aliens are just horrendous jerks and they want the planet, they don't want us on it, they want to live on the planet, okay? What they're going to do is they're going to show up, orbital bombard, just, take out any form of resistance. Then, if they're smart, what they'll do is they'll start terraforming from orbit and just start wiping out everything. Very first thing I would do would be to tailor a virus that rips apart the absolute basics of the biome or changes the biome to something like or analogous to the one I'm from. Okay? That's going to go bad. I guarantee it. Okay? So, as far as the whole ancient aliens thing is concerned, complete and total nonsense. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. If you are a fan of the show, if you think this is a thing, you're wrong. Okay? While I do not discount the possibility of aliens showing up in the distant past and just saying, "Howdy, humans. The cool place you got here." This should very easily coincide with a mass extinction event just because of biology and chemistry alone. Okay? But what about them all coming from the sky? The sky's really cool. Okay? It wouldn't surprise me if, aliens have shown up. It would surprise me if they walked among us and lived among us for X amount of time for whatever reason. Okay? I'm very, very certain that aliens do exist. I highly doubt they've been here. Okay? What would they have to gain? That's my only concern. Okay? Why schlep? Why spend the time, the energy, the resources, the manpower, yes it is manpower, to do this? Okay? What do you gain from it? Alright? Not a lot. So, that's about all I've got to say on the matter. If you're new to the channel, do the YouTube things. Subscribe, like, please do leave a comment, even if you're yelling at me. I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.